Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I want to welcome you to my classroom. And the name of the lesson is How to Walk Away from Christ in Record Time. Yes, this is how to walk away from your Christianity and anything to do with Christ. And you can do it in 10 easy steps. So let's talk about step number 1, because this is very important stuff. Number 1, depart from the truth. Do everything you can to make sure that what you are pursuing is what you want to pursue, and make sure it has nothing to do with the truth, because the truth will always get in the way from you walking away from your Creator. That's a very important one. Now, number 2, pretend God doesn't exist and make yourself God, right? It's all about me. I'm the God. I'm the creator of my universe. I get to do whatever I want to do. And that's a very good thing if you want nothing to do with God or righteousness, and actually, if you want to destroy your life. The third thing to do is rewrite history so you can't learn any lessons from it. Now, that's an important one, right? Because once you get rid of all of history, you don't have any lessons to learn, and you get to make your own history. Even if it's destructive, don't worry about it. At least you don't have anything holding you back from satisfying your flesh and doing exactly what the devil wants you to do. Now, the fourth thing you can do is disregard human life, especially in the name of convenience and pleasure. You get someone pregnant, you don't want to hassle with the kid, go ahead and abort the baby. If you've got an older relative that continues to be a burden upon you and getting in the way of the life that you want to live, go pursue euthanizing them. That's exactly what you should do if you want to depart from your Creator. Here's the other thing to do. This is step number 5. Make enemies of anyone who has a different narrative than the one you have made up. That's a pretty big one. That's very, very important. You should never be friends with anybody who has a different point of view than you. The sixth thing is absolve yourself of any and all responsibility. Notice that I associated that with the number 6, the mark of man. Remember, you're not responsible for anything, and everything that happens to you makes you a victim. And we'll talk about that in a very, very short time. The seventh thing is, be a victim all the time and demand reparations for all of your victimhood. Forget about the fact that anything bad that happens to you may not be a result of the things that you've done or the decisions you've made. Make sure you don't include any of those thoughts in this process, and you'll be well on your way to walking away from a relationship with God. The eighth thing to do, and this one is big, is never, under any circumstances, humble yourself. Never, ever humble yourself. That's a very, very important process to remember. You cannot do that, because if there's humility, then there might be a possibility that you're wrong. And if there's a possibility that you're wrong, you leave room for God to work in your life, and, well, you don't want him there. So, very important. Step number 9. Choose to be miserable, because there's always something to be angry at. And boy, isn't that true. Everybody does you dirty. Lots of bad things are happening. The world is ugly. There's lots of great things to make you angry, including the temperature changing a few degrees. That's a real one that just gets me going. And if you really, really want to learn how to hate God, then follow this next step, and that is this. Don't ever read the Bible. Don't ever do it. It's the worst thing that you can do. Now, forgive the sarcasm, folks, but the description that I just read to you are observations that I feel like the Lord has given me to show the things that society has been doing to walk away from the Lord. And folks, if there is anything in this list that might appear even close to something that you have been holding fast to, do me a favor. Destroy it from that list. Get away from it, because Jesus wants to do an amazing work in your life. Our Heavenly Father gave His Son for you that you would not have to experience the depth of depravity that man is capable of achieving. He wants to give you fullness of life. He wants to bless you. And I can't think of a better way to start off the week than by telling you that God has wonderful plans for you. But here's the thing. You need to embrace the truth. You need to recognize that God does exist, and you need to fear Him. You need to study history, because history will always give you an understanding of what is to come based on the decisions that you make. You must absolutely embrace human life at all costs, because it is important, and you must definitely seek and desire to be close to people who will always tell you the truth, not walking away from them. Always take responsibility at every bend, and by all means recognize that you are the one that is able to recognize and control the destiny and the direction of your life as long as you are submitted to God. Thus, you are not a victim, because everything that God does in your life as one of His children is done for His glory and your good. And always walk in humility, always. And by the way, there's always a reason to be joyful. So be joyful in the Lord and be thankful. And one last thing, stick to the Bible. Make sure you are as close to the Bible as you could possibly be, because you will find life and you will find peace. And that's the real way to go. God bless you guys. Keep your eyes on Him. I hope this was helpful.